Hello everyone. In this video, we study about the inverse Laplace transformation. First, we have a look at a definition of inverse Laplace transformation. The definition says like this. If Laplace transformation of the function f of t is given by capital F of s, then the function f of t itself is called the inverse Laplace transformation of capital F of s, where capital F of s is Laplace transformed function. Now, symbolically it is given by, symbolically the inverse Laplace transformation is given by f of t is equal to L inverse of capital F of s. Here this capital F of s is Laplace transformed function. If you want to look at an example, so suppose if I want to find out inverse Laplace transformation of a by s, it is given by a, because we know that Laplace transformation of a is a by s. If we take a inverse on both sides up to that equation, we get L inverse of a by s is equal to a. So now we study about some standard inverse Laplace transforms now. Some standard forms of inverse Laplace transform. Standard inverse Laplace transform. So we are all familiar with the Laplace transformation of some standard functions. Using that, we find out the inverse one now. Suppose we know that Laplace transformation of a is a by s. If I take an inverse on both sides, I get L inverse of Laplace transformation of a is equal to L inverse of a by s. I can cancel out this inverse and L now, which gives that L inverse of a by s is equal to a. So you can see the example here. We have taken L inverse of a by s is equal to a. Similarly, on the same lines, we derive the standard inverse Laplace transforms for all the standard Laplace transforms. So we take a one by one now. The second one. So we know that Laplace transformation of e to the power of at is given by 1 by s minus a. Suppose if I take an inverse on this, it becomes L inverse of 1 by s minus a is equal to, here L inverse and L get cancels, this becomes e to the power of at. So this is the first standard form. L inverse of a by s is a. L inverse of 1 by s minus a is e to the power of at. The next one, we know that Laplace transformation of t to the power of n is equal to n factorial by s to the power of n plus 1, which imply that inverse Laplace transformation of n factorial by s power n plus 1 is equal to t to the power of n. Sometimes we will be not having this n factorial constant. That is, like if I want to find out the inverse transformation of 1 divided by s to the power of n. So what do we get here? That is given by t to the power of n. It is one integer less than n plus 1. Here one integer less than n means t to the power of n minus 1 divided by n factorial we are supposed to have in this numerator. Since we don't have, we have to divide the RHS by n factorial. Whereas in this case, n factorial is nothing but if we have t power n, we need to have n factorial. Since we have s to the power of n here, this should be one integer less than n. It is n minus 1 factorial. Okay, so this is also standard form and this is also a standard form. So we take a next one now. We know that Laplace transformation of cos at is given by s divided by s square plus a square, which means L inverse of s by s square plus a square is equal to cos at. Next, we take for the sine function now. Laplace transformation of sine at we have. So what is Laplace transformation of sine at? It is a divided by s square plus a square, which gives that the inverse of a by s square plus a square will be equal to sine at. Suppose sometimes if we don't have this constant a in the numerator, for example, if I want to find out inverse Laplace transformation of 1 by s square plus a square, this resembles the standard form of Laplace transformation of sin 80, provided we have the a in the numerator here. So what I do here, I write this as sin 80. Inverse Laplace transformation of 1 by s square plus a square is sin 80. Since we are supposed to have a here, since we don't have, I divide this by the constant a here. Okay, so this is another standard form. We move to the now hyperbolic functions. So the next one is, we know that Laplace transformation of sin hyperbolic 80 is given by a divided by s square minus a square, which imply that inverse Laplace transformation of a by s square minus a square is equal to sin hyperbolic 80. On the same lines, suppose if I want to find out a L inverse of 1 by s square minus a square, since we don't have the constant a in the numerator, I have to divide this by a, and inverse of 1 by s square minus a square is sin hyperbolic 80. Next we take for the cos now. Laplace transformation of cos hyperbolic 80 is given by s by s square minus a square, which imply that inverse Laplace transformation of s by s square minus a square will be equal to, it is cos hyperbolic 80. In other words, suppose if I want to find out, no need to have a constant here, because in the numerator we have the variable s here. Okay, so next, so another standard form. So we take Laplace transformation of t to the power of n, where n is not an integer, then it is denoted by gamma of n plus 1 divided by s to the power of n plus 1. In this case, inverse Laplace transformation of gamma of n divided by s to the power of n will be equal to, see, one integer less than n we are supposed to take. If we have t power n, then gamma function is one integer greater, and since we have gamma of n here, the inverse Laplace transformation is given by t to the power of n minus 1. So we just mark all the standard forms of inverse Laplace transformation. So using this, we solve the problems in the upcoming sessions. So this is L inverse of a square minus a square is cos hyperbolic 80. And here also one standard form we have. Next. So this is also another standard form. By comparing with the standard forms of Laplace transform, we find out the inverse, because we are already familiar with finding Laplace transformations. So using that, we find out the inverse Laplace transforms. So these are all the formulas which will be helpful in solving the problems of finding inverse Laplace transformations. So the last one, it is e to the power of 80 and constant function. So these are all the standard forms of inverse Laplace transformations. In the upcoming sessions, we solve the problems which is taking the form of any of these standard forms. Thank you all.